Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande. I'm going to open with a quotation from my youth. What is the best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. Let's play turn number 27. Here in turn number 27, I'm doing some more fiery imps. I'm working on my blood magic research. Let's have a quick look. I'm going for level 4. You might ask, why am I going for level 4? Let's take a quick look. Right off the top, bind Jaguar Fiends. A much more efficient way to pour out more sacreds, Ozlotl, which are the flying jaguar demons. And the other extremely important spell, which will take some time in the turns in my commentary to show the effect, the Rain of Toads. We'll get to that in time. For now, let's move on to the action. I'm still going with some fiery imps. I see that Soramatia and Calum are fighting and fighting. I wonder what's happening. Looks like Soramatia is chasing Calum out of its lands. I'm kind of curious to have a watch here, so let's do a quick watch of this fight and see what they're pulling off. Now, Soramatia rolled out some pretty hefty magic power here. He's using some of the classic Androphag archers with their poison bows, which are not as good as in Dominions 3 due to the new nature that poison doesn't hit in the case of a shield parry. It did in Dominions 3, and he's also using Summon Skeleton, Horde of Skeletons, so his research is quite good. He's using the more powerful of the raised skeleton spells. Important note, well, we'll get back to that in a second. Let's take a look at this Eagle King. So he's doing some buffing. He's giving himself, not a bad move, Wasteless Scale Mail, to reduce the pretty brutal encumbrance of Eagle Kings. And his blessing, let's have a look. He's got, let's see, Fire 6 and Earth 4. Not bad. It's an inexpensive blessing, so I think basically a scales build. His Eagle King popped up some mist for him. He's got himself some lightning resistance. I guess he feels that the resist lightning spell isn't sufficient, so he's going to need more. Probably going to use Shocking Grasp, the melee attack. And the problem with that spell, here he goes, he jumped forward. Now where did he jump to? A little hard to spot here on this background. There he is. So he might have set himself to buff, attack once, and then cast spells. Let's take a look, see what's happening. See if that's what he's doing. The key there is the Shocking Grasp spell can hit yourself. Oh no, he's actually fighting. It's kind of an odd choice. In melee, without an area and effect weapon, he has no real hope of winning this fight. Oh, there's the shock wave. Right. So that can kill a lot of skeletons, but look at how many skeletons we have. So that is something to note. Someone brought up raised skeletons works extremely well in any province. But if you script raise dead, there must be corpses there. And you can only see corpses if you have a death mage in a province. So it's been mentioned on the forums that raise dead can cause you to lose everything. So keep that in mind if you plan to use it. In the second fight between the two, wow, a single Inari. So how did he do this? Soramatia has pulled out some kind of tricks. Where's that Inari? I hit the pause. Does she have gems? No, she doesn't have gems. So I guess she's just gonna use some skeletons. Yep, that's it. Boy, that's a pretty inexpensive way to deal with a couple of Kalian Seraphs. Oh, it looks like the Seraphs are out of air gems. They should have gone home and reloaded. They're just gonna use some Phantasmal Warriors. Yeah, that's not really gonna cut it. Okay, well, we've seen the overall. I don't think it's too critical that we watch all of that. Here in the Trollwoods, we got a minor event, province income -10. I believe those are temporary, but I haven't confirmed that. If they're permanent, that could hurt you over the long run. Now the income of that province is sitting at 59, so -10, yeah, you're looking at a few percent, but nothing devastating. Second event, False Prophet is preaching. So I suppose I should try to find that guy. He's way up over here. I guess over time I'll work to try to get somebody there, but it's not a high priority at the moment. Well, movement-wise, so I'm moving lots of people around. Let's use the handy Y key and see who we're moving here. So major Jaguar Warrior reinforcements, and I've stuffed some fiery imps, which are demons, onto some Mictlan priests, so I can't lead them with my regular commanders. So overall, I'm just collecting forces in a central place and moving them here. You'll see, I'm really low on cash right now. Recruitment is very minimal. I'm only doing Mictlan priests in my forts. I'm not able to buy any Jaguars. And here's the key. I'm building a lab. Already got the temple up. The Palisades have 2 months left. So we're putting things together to move on Mictlan again. Notice I brought up some High Priests of the Sun loaded with blood slaves because I do have, when we take a look at research, some blood magic combat spells. Nothing too amazing. Most importantly, bind imps, summon imps is good enough for a lot of combat. Can take a lot of casualties off, and I've talked before that it's very cost effective. The fatigue cost is high, of course, but that's mitigated by the fact that the high priests have high blood levels. So that cuts your fatigue by a significant multiple. Other than that, we're bringing major reinforcements. That's a large Jaguar army. We've tossed in a few slaves, see, up in the front. These are just damage soakers. The Eagle Warriors, we're just going to keep them back to protect the commanders. We've got more slaves in the back, so the idea is I've got a couple of turns worth of damage soaking Mictlan slaves and some crappy little ones sitting in the back waiting to be used up front later. You can see how I scatter my squads, kind of a little 3-line. So hopefully his archers, depending on their script, will blast away at those slaves. If he's got cavalry, the lance shots, the single shot lances will be wasted on slaves, and my Jags will be able to run forward and do their job. There isn't a lot else going. I've made a decision. I'm still doing site searching all over the place. Had a little bit of luck. Got this throne claimed. We claimed it before. And we're maneuvering. Now, nice thing here, the rivers have thawed. So Vanheim isn't going to be able to encircle at me from over on these two provinces, Andoria and Holberg. I really have no hope of holding Andoria, so I'm not going to try. I did buy some province defense. Maybe some slingers will take him a little bit of attrition casualties, but I'm not expecting a lot to happen out of that. And here we got searchers moving, some nice sites, so on and so forth. I think that kind of covers turn number 27. Let's move on to turn number 28. Load it up, take a quick look. Alright, messages, some more imps, and more fights between Calum and Sornadia. I'm not going to spend a lot of my turn on this. We've seen his basic techniques, both of their basic techniques. I think they're going to beat on each other pretty effectively. I'm not holding my breath on how well Calum's going to do. I think he really needs to roll out a little bit more than some tricks. If he's going to use Eagle Kings, he should at least put a Frostbrand on them. But perhaps he hasn't found enough water magic to do the job. Well, maybe this one here. I think this might be interesting. Let's see if this Eagle King's equipped a little bit better. So I don't think what he's trying to use now is going to have any hope. And actually, I should mention, Frostbrands against undead aren't going to help him much. So either he's got to keep doing raids against province defense and then flying back, or he's got to find a more robust way to try to deal with that skeleton spam. And for me, as expected, oh my, that's a pretty big army there to take a pretty crappy little province. I think he may have hoped that he could have kept these rivers frozen, but it is the height of summer, and I am sacrificing substantially to keep this hot and keep them thawed. So that you can see, here's my major force, sitting here all ready to go, all scripted, set up in what I think should be an effective technique, and going for his capital. Reinforcements following up from behind. Another thing to take a note in the messages, I'm hunting a bit, doing fairly well. Big one here is Xeftia, where I've got 4 of them hunting. They've got their sanguine dowsing rods, and I'm patrolling like a fiend to keep unrest down. Not making much income. So thing to note here, I can't remember if I've talked about it before, But this number here for treasury, or total income actually, kind of lies. It's calculated after unrest, but before you patrol. So it looks better than it really is. I could restart, maybe I will do that in this turn in just a second. I'll restart the turn from scratch and show you that my treasury, after last turn where I only left 1 gold in it, does not equal total income minus upkeep. But first we'll review the rest of the action. So we got slaves being made, we got patrolling going on, we got some sacrificing going on, and beyond that, it's a pretty basic turn. So I'm going to quickly jump out, redo turn from scratch, come back, and we'll take a look at that income situation. There you go. 1,288 gold minus 421 upkeep is not 661. It's not too terribly bad, but there is a significant effect by that business of how the turn sequence works. People have posted this on the forum, why is my income lying? And that's why. For details on that, better to be dealt with in the forums. So I think we have a little bit of time here for a little bit more, but I changed my mind. I'm going to stop now, and we'll get on to the next turn, number 29 and 30, in the next video. Have a good one, my friends.